Got the floor in. I used 3 pieces. That's one. Went ahead and cut out for all that jazz. This is all going to be vinyl up front. And then back here, same thing. I used 3 4x8 sheets, and I made sure to cut out for every little hole. So now I've got all the taping done, and I've got my 2 frames up on the wall just for making the panel easier to attach. So the panel's gonna attach up here, and then down low on the bottom if we can. If not, not a big deal. That's really all you need is a couple attachment points, and then everything else will be mounted to the floor and then butted up to that as well. So we're not doing any overhead on this side. This is gonna be all bed and toilet and fridge. Over here on the kitchen side, we're gonna do a small shelving up top, but that will be mounted into the panel and then into that frame right there. Now that I've got the wood framing in, I've got the floor mounted. And what I'm going to do now is run some wiring. Hank's gonna be a really minimal wiring setup. I'm going to have a fan, and then I'm gonna put my rooftop gland. That's going to be for the solar. That's 2 10-gauge wires that come through, a negative and a positive. They're going to go through there and down. And this little corner right here, this whole corner, that's going to be where the batteries are, the inverter, charge controller, all that stuff is going to be housed in this little section. We're running strip lights this time instead of puck lights. So we're going to have 2 sets of strip lights. Going to be under the cabinet, or the upper cabinets. That's going to be one. And then the rest I'm going to run along the ceiling. And those would just be remote controlled. We haven't lost a remote in our van because we Velcroed it to a wall, so it's kind of the same as doing switches, but this way we have the RGB ones, so they're gonna be able to change colors. So at nighttime you can have red light, or if you feel like throwing down and having a good time, they strobe and do all that fun stuff, but they do it to music, so we thought it might be fun to do in Hank. Now I just have to run the wiring, so fan, those 2, your solar input wires are gonna come through, and then up here over this channel, and down, we're gonna have, right here at one end of the bed, we're gonna have a USB, and then right there is gonna be where the fridge is. So I'm gonna put another USB, and then the 12-volt fridge socket. Although we learned a lesson from last time, instead of mounting directly to the wall, we're gonna just mount our 12-volt plug and our USB plug. We'll screw that to a faceplate and then mount the faceplate to the wall. So minimal wiring, because Hank is really more of a minimalist type of vehicle. Like, this thing is, it's old. We're just reviving it, and you can pretty much fix it with hardware store parts, so we figure why not make the build itself simple. So I've got the wires ran. And before I described it, it's all coming here. This is the central hub. All the wires go along this channel and down. And my fridge wire and USB goes all the way there. And then what I did is run a split here for the other USB. So instead of running 2 sets of wire for it, they're low power USB. So I'm gonna run them on 1 circuit. So I split it here. So we can have at the head and the foot of the bed, or either side of the couch when it's in couch mode. So we'll have USBs and then 12-volt socket up there for the fridge. Today, I'm gonna be putting up some panels, and I even got all the wood to do the framing for the tape out. See, I taped it out, but I have enough to do that wall and that wall, hopefully the doors. And then I did grab squared 1x2, and then 2x3s for the heavy frame, and then this 2x4 because I need it for a couple extra spots. Then I found this 5mm plywood, super thin, but what I like about it is it's really flexible. So that's going to make it easy to follow this curve. It's going to be mounted up top here. It's going to be mounted here, here, and then one below. that's it. Got to get to it. Got some other things framed out. Check it out. We've got a bed frame. So this bed frame is going to be really neat. It's going to be a slide out bed, and down here that will be a drawer, that will be a drawer, and that will be a drawer. These drawers over here will be 24 by 24. Got the slap bed done today, but at least the framing, rough end of it. Check it out. So this bed is on casters. So we can roll it out. We didn't want to have legs that would scuff up the floor and do stuff, so we wanted to try something new, and I think it works pretty good. Check it out. So inside here is some angled aluminum. It's a 90-degree, I think it's like a 1 inch by 1 inch-ish aluminum. So that's what the inner board sits on. Now there we have the wheels. And once it's folded out, this turns into quite the large bed. It's almost full size. I think it's like 4 to 6 inches shorter in width than a full-size bed, which is fine. There's a little bit of overhang by the kitchen, which is also fine. This is a lot different from other slat beds that I've seen so far, because we're going to be adding in a little bit unique storage solution. So check out the lockup. Nice. Also take note that nothing is mounted yet, but I just want to point this out. See that? That will line up. That is the other wall, because that's going to be the bathroom. But I made this hallway is going to be flat. So all these drawers and doors are going to be inset doors and drawers. So this whole thing is just nice 23-inch wide flat row. And then underneath here and here, it's going to have a drawer slide. And then the drawer will come out here and meet to the edge of this. Hope you guys are liking the van build so far. Hank is definitely a unique vehicle. If you want to see more about it, hit that like and subscribe button. That really helps us out. What you doing?
Got our roof rack in today, and the space is a little small. I have tiny little hands, so it's easier for me to reach in and secure all the little things.
I think the rack fits Hank pretty well, huh?
I think so. It looks really good.
It's a nice industrial rack. It's a very industrial van.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section below.
And we're back. So it's been a whole lot of time lapse, but I kind of wanted to explain what I've been doing. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, perfect. So drawers. I've got faces on the drawers. About a 1/2 inch clearance. And then they go flush, mostly flush. It's good enough. Here, same thing. Fold, beautiful drawer, and flush. And then lastly, the accessory drawer. I gotta put handles on all these still. Super satisfying. That's gonna be all our space for clothes and then maybe backpack or whatever. But that's pretty much done being roughed in. I've got some final tuning and sanding to do, and then after that it's painting time. Let me show you what else I've been doing before we get to all the painting at the kitchen. So, kitchen door. That is really satisfying. Then here, this is gonna be a desk. That's not gonna pull that drawer out, but there's just stuff in there. But this top here, or this frame, is going to be a desk. I just needed to get the faces done. That's the second kitchen drawer, and then below that, because I don't have handles on anything, boom, flush. Then this I'm particularly fond of. This way it doesn't hit your feet. You have all that storage in there. Then check this out. There's no backs on any, or most of these yet. There it goes. Everything's sitting pretty dang flush. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And then I readjusted the bathroom size. I added like almost 4 inches. At the show, I asked people for feedback. Would you rather pull the toilet out or just have it and be able to sit in it? So general consensus was it'd be a lot more convenient to not have to pull it out. So I widened it up, and we still kept storage. This is long storage. It goes all the way to the wall. That goes to the wheel well, but that's about 5 inches, so you should be able to fit most yoga mats, camp chairs, what have you. And then, of course, the door, same thing. Got ceiling. See the paneling on the ceiling. Now, this is all kind of wavy and goofy looking, but the whole thing is going to be dark. And then we're gonna put runners, and then in between those we'll have LED strips. The whole concept of that is to try something different. We have puck lights. They're fine. There's literally nothing wrong with those in the Pig. But I'm pretty excited how it's coming along so far. It's time to paint that ceiling. I bought this stain today called True Black. So you'll see a little bit of wood grain, but the ceiling is going to be in black, and then all the cabinetry and everything's also going to be in black, and then the countertop's going to be a raw wood that's just clear coated. I really like that contrast, and we're trying it out. It really fits Hank's style, I think, as well. So that's what we're getting up to today. All right, guys, I've pulled everything out, and now it's time to put in the flooring. We found this flooring at Eco Relics here in Jacksonville. It's a local reclaim store and wood shop. Like anything you want, like antique wise, you'll probably find something there. It's pretty crazy. It's a huge selection, but like live edge wood, everything. But we got our pergo flooring for like $4 for the box. It was on sale. One of those items they were just like, yeah, time to get rid of it. So we happily grabbed it up. I think the contrast to the black will look pretty good. I roughed in the ceiling, so I have to take all of this back down, sand it down, prep it up, and then fully mount it. And then I'll go ahead and just clear coat it in place. Check this out. Ta-da! We have panels. They've built in a little box so you can lock and unlock the vehicle. Those all be trimmed out. It'll look good, but I'm really happy with the way that's coming out. I think now it's time to get back to the time lapse, get back to the ceiling, because the building is almost done, and then it's time for the fun part, which is countertops and electrical, and then finishing the cab, which we still have yet to decide exactly what we're doing. That's kind of how this process has been. So we had a good idea on the general layout of what we wanted, and just the finite details we don't really worry about until we get to that point, because each vehicle is unique.